Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. I don't know how we got here, but September has arrived. So this year has seemed to go by really, really quickly, but here we are in September. And so we're going to take a look at the individual life path numbers, the forecast for September 2023 in this episode. Before we get into that, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to take a look at your personal numerology and let you know what I see. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Life Path 11-2. So for you all, the month of September brings the energy of the 9 and the animal wisdom message from Penguin. So these two energies together work beautifully, of course. But with Penguin energy coming through, this is sort of like Three of Cups energy. So there's something here potentially about some kind of celebration, something coming to fruition that you've sort of put the effort forth into and that now is coming to light. Or something is coming to conclusion that brings with it some kind of reward for your efforts. Sort of like the harvest. It's time to reap the harvest of what you've sown. So incredibly beautiful energy there. Also, soul groups could be coming in, and this is all aligned with 9 energy, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But this is also a time potentially for soul groups to come in who feel very much aligned to your greater purpose or your greater mission in life. And with these connections coming in, this can bring clarity as to that deeper sort of more soul-led direction. And so they can kind of present an experience that opens you up to those aha moments of, oh, this feels aligned, or oh, this doesn't feel aligned. Okay, this I need to move towards, this I need to move away from. This can also bring a time with Penguin energy for time to focus, right? So where is it that something needs your attention or your focus or planning, or where you need to get sort of serious about it and really dive in deeply to it and commit yourself to it, and really fully commit to it. Like sometimes we say the words, but like we're not energetically committed to whatever it is. So let's just say like you opened a new business and, you have obviously there's fears associated with that. And there's, challenges to overcome and all those things. And so sometimes it can be like one foot in and one foot out type thing. And with Penguin and the 9 energy coming through, there's definitely something here that's asking for a deeper commitment, but it's going to be something that feels aligned for you. So this energy is not asking you to commit deeply to something that you don't feel aligned to, right? It's definitely saying, does it feel aligned for you deep within your core? If it does, then go for it, dive in. If it does not, then it's not for you, right? And so when we think about the penguins are known to give their mates pebbles when they want to sort of mate for life. I believe penguins mate for life. And so when they're choosing a mate, they give them the pebble. And so with this energy coming through, it's basically saying like you're being asked to commit to something on a deeper level, but it has to be something that you really truly feel deeply and deeply connected to, that you want to give that pebble to. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a career, a creative project, it can be, buying or selling a house or moving or whatever the case may be. But it's definitely asking for deeper sort of self-reflection to first and foremost say, what is it that's being presented to you that you're being asked to commit to? And then secondly, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like you want to commit and give your pebble to whatever this is? So we can only figure that out by, of course, going deeper within. Nobody can tell us what to do there. So it really comes from that deeper inner knowing and sort of following our deeper intuition and our gut feeling and connecting with our higher self, whatever ways that you have for yourself to do that. But you may be asked to sort of present your penguin, your pebble to someone or something this month. With a 9 energy, pretty much what I just said, right? With penguin, they're very much aligned. But this can also be, again, things sort of tying up, loose ends being tied up, and things either coming in because of that completion, so the rewards of your efforts, or new things, new soul-aligned things being presented to you. And again, it's up to you to decide, does this feel right for me at this time, right? Because, like our soul kind of already knows what we're capable of and what we're ready for and all those things, right? But it's another story with the ego. And so getting the ego on board can take time. And if the ego's not ready, we might not say yes to something. And that's okay. It'll circle back around if it's truly meant for us. But this can kind of be that period of time for you all where things are being presented to you. And you're sort of meant to really feel into it. Does this make me feel good, or does this make me feel bad? Or does this feel aligned, or does this not feel aligned? Or is it somewhere in between and I need a little bit more time to decide? Or is it something where I need to journal about and deconstruct, the fears that are coming up around it? So yeah, I mean, this is stuff that really nobody else can do for us, right? It's like something that we have to go within and be very discerning and decide for ourselves. We can take advice from people, but we have to also be careful about that, because when it comes to these deeper soul alignments, these are things that we have to truly decide for ourselves. And so if we're taking advice from others and what they think we should do, or what would they do, we're taking advice from someone who has a totally different storyline and whose sort of consequences of those choices might be different than our own consequences of the same choices. And so this is why it becomes a period of time when you really need to sort of drown out the external noise. If you need to phone a friend, but be very discerning in what you sort of digest and what you sort of don't. What do you take into consideration when you're making these decisions, and what do you sort of, see the perspective, but then also know that it's not for you. So there's a lot of potential sort of soul growth, deeper sort of, just self-evaluation that can happen this month for you all. And through that process, you can come up with some very clear answers on your next steps forward that feel truly aligned and that inspire you. Now remember, 11s are the inspirational leaders. So if you're not inspired, you're not in alignment with this energy. If you're saying yes to things that don't inspire you, you're not in alignment with this master level energy. And so your job is to say yes to what inspires you and no to what doesn't, which can be challenging, right? Sometimes. But the 9 is saying we're going to present you with the soul-aligned people that can help you to do that, with the soul-aligned resources, soul-aligned places, soul-aligned ideas that can help you to do that. Your job is to say yes. Your job is to commit to it if it feels aligned and if it inspires you. So with Penguin coming through and the 9 energy, this is just potentially a very soul-driven month. So pay attention to what comes in, pay attention to what presents to you, but also take your time before committing to something, if you can do that, especially if it's something contractual or something that's requiring a long-term commitment. Then take your time, if you can, before committing to whatever that is, and make sure that you're checking in with yourself and being very discerning in what you say yes to and what you say no to. So beautiful energy for you all 11s. I hope it's a great month. Take care. Bye for now.